Now we're going to be taking a look at the economic picture over in Zimbabwe. We're unpacking it with James Wadi, who's Group Economist at BancABC. James, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Let's start off with the inflationary scene over in Zimbabwe. We've seen the inflation numbers remain generally low, and it's as a result of the erosion of domestic demand specifically. So take us through the environment at large on a macroeconomic scale.
Yes, thank you. We have seen quite significant, inflation pressures have been generally very low. I think there could be quite a number of factors that have attributed to that. One of that is that the domestic demand generally seems to be has been eroded by the fact that income levels have generally been very stagnant. If there are any salary increases, they have been quite very, in terms of the margin, it's been quite small. So given that background, together with some of the companies not able to really pay the workers on time, it has affected the local demand. And given that weak demand on the local scene, it means the retailers are not able to pass on the prices to the consumer.
Yeah.
So that, to a large extent, has helped to contain the inflation to very low levels as we see at the moment.
A lot of that a consequence as well of the liquidity crunch we're seeing in the system right now, that in terms of the amount of money banks, for example, are putting out there, and the ability for the average Zimbabwean consumer and business to access credit, James.
Yes, I think liquidity crunch has been quite topical. I think, if anything, it has remained intractable. I think it's a reflection as well of stagnation in economic activity. We have seen the deposit level. These are, total deposits sitting with the banks for the last 5 months to February, in being stagnant at 3.8 billion. I think it's a quite reflection of the tightness in the market, as well as the slowdown in economic activity.
Having said that, let's take a look at the kind of performance we're seeing from one of the country's biggest foreign currency earners, and that being the tobacco space.
Yes, I think tobacco continues to be sort of an exciting area. Although we haven't seen quite significant benefits from the banking sector perspective, as the deposits have generally remained stagnant. Normally, we would expect sort of the banking sector to respond to the activity on the tobacco floor. Just to take you back to the numbers, as of May, beginning of May, about 100 million kgs of tobacco had been sold at an average price of about $3.70. and giving total value of about 380 million. So it's kind of exciting, and tobacco remains quite key, accounting for nearly 20% of total export earnings for the country.
Well, let's leave